Hello, here we go. November 30th, 2025. Post-Thanksgiving celebrations. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. All two of you. Here we go. Monday, the market will open. I've talked about oil last week and Donald Trump and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm here just to talk today briefly about the continuation of the manipulation of the oil price, which will inevitably go much higher because oil shortages are coming. This is a fact. When you have oil trading at $59, $58 a barrel below the cost of production, which is around 70 on average, you're going to have supply disruptions, and that's going to happen. You're already seeing this in the shale industry in the U.S., so inevitably there'll be shortages. Donald Trump's talking about bombing Venezuela because that's what the U.S. does. Every 4 years, they got to go bomb another nation, and that's, the big bad guys doing the narcotics down there. We got to go bomb them now. And so we also saw a couple tankers blow up in the Black Sea carrying Russian crude. I didn't see, the news or anything, but I guess the suspects are the Ukrainians blowing up Russian crude tankers. So not only do we have the geopolitical front to worry about, but we also have supply shortages that will be happening in the next year or so. Plan accordingly. This is a good time to invest in companies like ExxonMobil and other great majors. And we're going to do really well in this time and season. I know this. Gold continues to go higher. Gold stocks continue to go higher. This is another sector that you need to look into. Gold-related gold stocks. Bitcoin went a little higher from about 80,000 to 90,000, somewhere around there. If you want to do Bitcoin, go ahead and do Bitcoin. I don't advise Bitcoin, but whatever. If you want to do a sophisticated spreadsheet by the likes of Excel, except with cryptography, go right ahead. Be my guest. Buy that for 90 grand. That's about it for the markets, folks. I mean, really, it's just a waiting game. There's lots of inflation out there. The economy continues to stay together somewhat. It does seem like the economic growth is slowing down a little bit, but, they're going to pull some rabbits out of their hats, and they're going to keep the thing going as much as they can and try to mask the inflationary numbers, which is what they do best. They've got this down to an art form, the powers that be. And that's all, really, just a real short, brief video that I wanted to get out to you today. Any other things going on in people's lives, family, good times. A friend of mine is going to have a baby in another week or so, which is a really happy time for him. Connect with family members. It's the holidays. This is the time to connect with people around you. This is the time to get your house in order. This is the time to relax. Just relax a little bit, because in January, we're going to be right back at this. We're going to be putting the time and the effort in, and we're going to get this done. We're going to make lots of money on this channel. I can assure you of that. You got to work. I was watching a documentary on the famous filmmaker Bruce Brown the other day. And he was a pioneer along with other surfers at that time in the late 50s, early 60s. He was a pioneer even into the late 60s and 90s and so on and so forth. He was a pioneer in his time. These guys paved the way for surfing. They made surfing, which was an obscure art form, into a gigantic art form, celebrated by the world. There's pioneers out there that do this every once in a while. They're trailblazers, essentially. Another example is this guy, Robert Davis here in 30A, Seaside, Florida. He was a trailblazer. He started a nice little beach community back in the early 80s, I believe, and it just blossomed the whole region of 30A. This is a road. It's probably a 5-mile stretch of road along the beach. just exploded due to this guy's wisdom and vision and purpose in his life. These things happen. But my takeaway from the documentary, people like Robert Davis, is they were hard workers. They weren't just lazy bums that sat around doing nothing. They were trailblazers for a reason. They put in the time, they put in the effort, they worked extra hours honing in on their craft, and they got things done and became very famous as a result of it and made lots of money for themselves. The same applies to investing. I mean, if you put the time and the energy into investing, you're going to do great. You may even be a trailblazer within the investment community. So there we go. Just put in the time, put in the effort, do the homework. Don't be lazy. Everybody likes to be lazy and do things half-ass. That's not going to get you rich, you know. I myself don't put these videos out like I should. If I were Bruce Brown, I'd be probably putting out 2 videos a day, you know. Have a strong work ethic, get a following, more than 2 subscribers, and getting more popular and somehow monetizing the YouTube channel, which a lot of people do. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on working harder at this, not being lazy, taking my spare time and working, doing the hard work to become successfully rich. Because inevitably, I'm going to have to retire. You know, if I make it to 60, if I make it to 70, if I make it to 80, God willing, or even 90, I'm going to want to have a big retirement, and I want to be comfortable, you know. So these are the things we're trying to achieve on this channel. So with that said, we'll talk about gold and oil and all the rest of the commodities, and maybe we'll branch out and go into different markets like real estate or something else next week, or you know, large cap stocks, or the S&P, or the NASDAQ and the tech boom. But as of now, expect more inflation, expect gold prices to go higher, expect oil to be suppressed, but inevitably oil's going to skyrocket much higher. And this is where I'm placing my bet, and this is where you should place your bet. This is not financial advice, by the way, but I'm just kind of putting that out there. This is what I'm doing. With that said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your holidays. We'll see you in a week.